All right, welcome everyone to another episode of Wrestling Hooligans. It's Sunday, and I'm over here with Shaji. Say what's up, Shaji?
What's up? Not a usual time, but that's why we're missing a hooligan too.
Yeah, we're missing. He had to rearrange his schedule for Friday, but we ended up not doing it on Friday because we still had to watch Smackdown, and then Shaji was lit.
I was lit up. Well, I had some bad news, but we've talked about that. We'll see. Hopefully, it's good news this coming week.
Yeah. But yeah, he was lit, and then we tried to do it yesterday, but no can do yesterday. So today it's Sunday, so we already watched all our shows, so we should be good to go.
Yeah, and this should drop at the same time anyway, so not be too bad.
Today we won't be going over Dark Side of the Ring. We're gonna leave that until when we have the next hooligan next to us, and we'll give you guys hopefully 3 episodes right there where we talk about all 3 episodes of Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah. So what are you drinking over there?
It finally came in.
Oh man.
Yes. El Segundo, Steve Austin's Broken Skull IP. I had to buy
nice.
I had to buy this off of Craft Beers, and it was like $20 shipping. Almost cost more than the beer, the shipping alone.
Yeah.
And it took like 2.
But is it worth it? Is it worth it?
So, cheers.
Cheers.
What you got over there?
I got Dogfish Head. It's a Sea Quench Ale. It's sour. It's a nice light beer to drink on a Sunday.
So, I'm not gonna lie, Stone Cold has some good beer.
Yeah, I don't think he put his name on it if he didn't like it.
Yeah, it's obviously it's an Indian Pale Ale, and it doesn't have that bad aftertaste that some of those strong IPAs have. Yeah. So
Is
like
it still hoppy though? What would you say?
Yes, it is. It's still a little bit, yes, but it's not bad, especially when it's nicely chilled. Oh, it's perfect, man.
Yeah.
I was I opened up 2 of them over the weekend, and I was like, yeah, and this is gonna. I'm gonna wait until it goes to Florida. I ain't paying $20 shipping again, but it should be getting here soon, though.
Yeah. So, Jake, a funny story. I told you a little bit earlier, but I was like, well, I might as well, our listeners know. So I'm standing at the alligator farm here in St. Augustine with my sunglasses on, just hanging out. And I hear, hey, sir, like a tap on my shoulder. And so I'm like, I turn around, I'm like, what does this guy want? He's like, are you Ricochet? I'm like, oh, man. I'm like, I get this all the time, but it's like, are you Ricochet? My son, really wants a picture and autograph from you. And his son's like hiding behind his wife who's sitting on this bench over here because he's so nervous about meeting me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, and then you could you picture right now my wife like walks on just rolling her eyes. He's like, oh man. But yeah, I got mistaken for a little Ricochet again.
Look at that. That's what's up. It's the bald head, man. It's the bald head, and you got
that beard, bald head.
You got the physique for it.
Yeah, we're the same size too. Like both of us 5'8", 5'9", about the same weight too. So, we got tats all over, like on the arm, same arm and everything. It's just funny. I think he's got a dragon too on his back.
Oh man, you guys got matching tattoos.
Like I'm at Ricochet. But, I talk so much, I do talk shit about Ricochet too, like about his promo skills, but he's an amazing wrestler at the same time.
He definitely is.
And we respect that, but, we both do say he needs to work on that promo and his mic work a little bit more. Or just sit in the room with Paul Heyman just one whole day and just work with him.
It'll come along.
Yeah. Otherwise, he's going to be in that mid-card position forever.
Oh, yeah. If he doesn't develop that, yeah, you're right. But by far, he's an awesome athlete. He's got a nice little tag team going right now with Cedric Alexander.
Yeah.
That's good. And I think they made a name for themselves, if I'm not mistaken.
Did they? I
Yes,
remember.
they're called Flying Something. I can't remember it right now. I
Well,
meant,
this is a way maybe like get popular this way and then break apart later on for the two of them because they both need this.
I think
I
they're
think.
called. I think they're called the Two Fly Crew or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what they named themselves, Two Fly Crew. If I'm
Hey,
not.
they need it right now because otherwise they could be fired. Otherwise, they could be let go and released like everyone else. But
Well,
they're still there,
they're
and
in.
that's good.
They live.
Paul, I know Paul Heyman really likes Ricochet, so
Well, I know they live in Florida, so obviously that benefits them because then they're readily available to do the tapings right now. So
yeah. But it would be. I do want one day to get a picture with Ricochet. I do want to meet him, be side to side with him one day. It would be a great picture. And then I'll dress up as Prince Puma.
hey, that might happen at next WrestleMania, bro.
And then they're gonna hire me one day, be like, "Hey, you want to be Prince Puma for us?" And then that's where my career takes off in pro wrestling.
Uh,
I'll be as like stunt double one day, coming on in.
there you go. There you go. But but yeah, so I'm a little rough right now. I haven't been able to go to the barber. I know this is gonna be on YouTube. I apologize to all the viewers on YouTube. I'm over here, Scruffy McGruff.
Yeah. Hey, but phase 2 should be coming out this week. Hopefully, those barbers will be part of that part,
Oh
But
yes.
you'll be waiting a while too. You better get in there real quick because everyone's been going to that barber.
Oh yeah. I
There's a
think
funny amount of bald heads these days. Everyone shaved their hair off lately.
well, you got it lucky because you just have that. You have
Been doing it already.
you've been shaving for like years with the bald head
Mhm.
look, but for call it with me, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I mean, I could pull off the ball head look, but I'm not ready for that yet. You know what I mean?
No,
Not ready.
not yet.
I'm gonna give it some time. You know what I mean?
Well, from when I knew you, you had dreads and everything.
Exactly. So that's
You did it all.
yeah,
You've had every hairdo I think possible.
I think so, just about. But but yeah, so let's get started, man. I mean, before we start, shout out to all our listeners overseas, in the states, in New York, Florida, Texas, Bermuda, Thailand, Ireland, England, Australia. What is it? I think I'm forgetting one. Yeah, and if I forgot you, I'm sorry. I'll remember that for the next time. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate all the support. And whatchamacallit? Oh, I didn't mention. What I've noticed that in the last, I don't know, like 4 podcasts, we haven't shout out the healthcare workers, the ones working on the front line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know you're one of them. You know what I mean? So appreciate it. Thank you for what you're doing. You know what I mean? I know you had some bad news today, but hopefully it turns into good news in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, actually, on so I do work at like a nursing home and everything, and I did on Friday. I finally got that coronavirus test.
Yeah.
So the National Guard and everyone came into our work, and it was voluntary, but at the same time, I want to know. I would rather know than not know. So
Yeah,
I took the test with everyone else that worked there, and so we should have results today or tomorrow, letting us know if we're COVID positive or negative.
how
And
long?
then if I'm negative, you're hanging out with me next weekend. You can tell your wife over there. He just took that freaking test.
Well, you know what? You know what's going to be her first response, right?
What?
She's going to be like, "Well, you could be asymptomatic for like 40 days."
But that tells you if you're negative or positive.
All right. I'll let.
That thing made me cry too. That made me cry. Like they put that stick all the way up your nose. It was like up in there, and then all of a sudden, it like hits your like tear duct nerve or something. Because all of a sudden, the one eye that they went up that nostril, it's like all the way. It's just flowing tears.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And it was like 10 seconds of it. Like they roll that in there for like 10 seconds.
Yeah. I think I had that done for right before I did my CPAP.
Yeah.
They do that too for your sinuses to see if it's whether or not it's related to I don't know a tissue in the back of your throat. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
but it's the same test, and they can tell from that when they take the swab, you know.
wow.
I bet you it's the same exact test that you're taking.
Yeah, it might be something simple. Oh no, I'm lying. So what they did was they stuck a tube. That's what it was, a tube. It wasn't that.
Okay.
They put some what's it called it? What's that called? The I can't even think of it right now. So anyway, this tube goes up your nose and then goes down through your esophagus. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, oh there I go.
Coronavirus screwing everything up over there for everyone. But it screwed everything up for pro wrestling too. But pro wrestling is the one sport that's making out of it right now. So they're doing well.
Pro wrestling, yes, definitely. They're the hottest thing going. I mean, obviously,
But then what were the rumors that we heard this week about ESPN and was it Fox interested in buying out WWE or something?
yeah, but they're interested in. I believe it was Zeb Coulter. He sent out a tweet and said that he heard some news saying that they were interested in buying WWE right now because of all the content that they have, and they would be able to put it on television. Since if you go on ESPN now, even on SportsCenter, oh my goodness, it's horrible. Sometimes they've been doing replays of the draft over and over, and then
it's
oh
awful.
my goodness,
And then like a new Carson Wentz going to Dallas, all of a sudden that's going to be on there for like 2 days.
Exactly. And they do have some of their daily shows, but half the time they don't even know what to talk about. I mean,
no, they bring doctors on too. Well, hey, let's talk about coronavirus again.
so it would be good though for WWE. I mean, who knows? Maybe they could. The craziest part is that right before
I
WrestleMania,
wouldn't sell the ownership. I don't think Vince will ever sell the ownership, but I'm like, if I was Vince, I'm like, hey, you can buy whatever you want to watch and then just show it on your channel. Like, I'm not going to let you own it.
no,
But
I
you
don't
can
think
rent it for me.
I don't think he would be able to do. He would do that too, because then who knows what type of content we will be having to watch then.
Yeah, I know. He's got way too much pride in WWE to let that go. He'll let the XFL go, but WWE, nuh-uh. He ain't letting that one go. Like,
We'll
they
give the
need to talk to
country.
Shot if they want to buy a company.
Yeah. But that would be interesting though, because just like what we said, I mean, right before all this happened, WWE was trying to sell their pay-per-views, and then pretty much ESPN and Fox, they were in a bidding war, and then we heard nothing of it. And now after they have WWE has the most content right now. I mean, look what they're doing on FS1 right now. They're doing the best of matches. I haven't watched that, but you know what? That's a podcast show right there.
It is, and there is way too much content for WWE for these companies not to use, because they have nothing to show. They have nothing at all. And it's like they're going to be showing Georgia bowling soon, because that's what they allowed. Remember, Georgia's allowing bowling for some reason.
The craziest part is that I spoke to my dad, and he has like all these sports channels, and mostly of it's so that he can watch soccer. But it's pretty funny because he was like, "Yeah, I rewatched the women's soccer championship. I rewatched last year's World Cup. He's rewatching everything." So it's like they're putting like all this other stuff, and WWE has a lot of content, and FS1, just like we said, they're doing every week. I believe it's every Tuesday where they're doing the best of a certain superstar matches. I think this week is Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and someone else. But last week they did Triple H, John Cena, and someone else. But it's good content right there. I mean,
and it probably makes Vince happy because he's making some money off of this at least.
Yeah.
because he's losing money every day, and
But
this is probably at least getting him some.
but yeah, just like what he said, man. I mean, we're gonna have to go. Maybe have to download those shows and then maybe criticize their best of matches and see whether or not they're doing them justice.
Yeah, but at least what we can look forward to is live shows are coming back soon.
Oh yeah,
You know,
especially in Florida. Florida's ready. Whoo, I'm telling you, if this first week, this first phase goes well, I'm telling you, next week you'll be in the gym.
yeah. But even Ron DeSantis even talked about pro wrestling in his like that phase one speech and everything, and he was like, he brought WWE, and he's like, yeah, it's essential business. It's bringing entertainment to all over the U.S. It's going to be essential, and we're going to keep that going. He had nothing else to say about it. He's like, we're going to keep it going. And, UFC's coming to Jacksonville. We got all this stuff planned, and there's going to be no fans, but we're going to put your shows on for you.
Don't forget AEW. AEW is doing the same thing.
Yeah. I know, but he didn't mention AEW. He mentioned UFC, and he mentioned WWE.
Well, because they're going to give him the most bang for your buck. I mean, Vince probably went to him and was like, look, I'm paying all these taxes. I got my own building over here.
Yeah.
I'm doing all this. So he had a little voice in his head.
Yeah. But he even talked about, he even talked about WrestleMania in that talk too. And he was like, hey, that WrestleMania losing that in Florida, that really cost us a lot of money. And, I kind of want to make it up to Tampa. I want to make it up to WWE too. And let's, make this happen again.
Yeah, I believe right after Hollywood it's going to be in Tampa.
Yeah, because he's like, this is his bid for it. Mm-hmm. He's apologizing for this happening. He doesn't need to apologize. DeSantis, I think he's doing a great job overall. But I think he's apologizing to Vince for this happening, even though he doesn't have to. He's like, hey, bring your business back here next year after the next WrestleMania. We're going to always be here for you.
With reopening Florida, he's doing a very good job. I saw the phase one breakdown. He's doing a good job. I mean, he definitely has some intelligent people on his task force, and he's opening Florida the right way. It's definitely going to be interesting what happens in phase 2 and phase 3. We might be able to actually attend some of these shows because from what I heard, by like phase 3, in some sporting events, they said that they could have like 25% capacity.
Yeah, that's why, he said too, I have no problem with shutting this down either. If things start going bad, I'm going to shut everything back down. But he's like, but he did say, you Miami people though, your guys are shut down still for a while. Like everyone above that area, you're fine, but below, like Brevard County and everything. No, you need to keep shut down.
Who knows? In about 3 weeks, we might be able to go to an AEW show since they're taping in Jacksonville, man.
Hey, but remember, we got that Fairgrounds show coming up in Jacksonville. That's like June 16th or something.
We'll see what they do in the next upcoming weeks. They haven't canceled it yet.
No, they're still planning on doing it right now.
Let's see what phase it's in. I'm down to go.
Because that's like 5 weeks away. So, I think we should be good, but we'll see what happens from here. As long as it keeps dropping, I think we should be protected either way when we're going over there. We'll see how it is. But,
no, I definitely agree, man. It's on the way up.
Yeah.
Right now, I believe AEW has a show that they were talking about doing in July. They haven't canceled that show, so their first live show might be in July. I believe it was July 4th weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we might see the first. Well, it definitely won't be the first live, but for AEW, it would be the first live because Vince is waiting for that moment, man, to be the first live events after the pandemic. He's waiting for it. He's like salivating, bro.
He is. He's ready for it. He wants to be that person. He's making his name known right now too.
Oh yeah, he definitely.
People might not be happy with it. I've seen people talk crap online. Like even my own friends on Facebook. that don't really know that I listen to wrestling, I'm like, but I'll post right on there, oh, pro wrestling, the essential business. I'm like, what does it matter to you? You don't watch it. There's no fans there. They're testing the people. So what does it matter? That's really what it is, If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it,
Right. Yep. And half of those people don't watch it anyway,
Yeah.
I'm
And like
just
watch that arena, there's no one there. They're not allowing fans there, so don't talk shit about it before you watch it.
hey, I'm blessed to still be able to talking about pro wrestling right now. I mean, we could have been in a totally different other landscape. You know, it works for our benefit because right now we would have been probably on a hiatus. Just imagine if we did like an NBA podcast or NFL podcast. I mean, well, NFL they still did the draft, so
They have the draft.
yeah. But like NBA or MLB, I mean, it'll be difficult right now.
It is. All I hear on the NBA is like, who has Kendall Jenner slept with in the NBA? That's what I keep saying.
Well, the NBA they already rescheduled their draft, and supposedly they're going to do the draft towards the end of the year, like in the fall.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. So they're not even following in that footsteps. So it's pretty interesting. But
Well, this is all started with the NBA.
exactly. But it's all good though. I mean, we have a lot of content to talk to you guys about. It was a good week of wrestling. Let's start off with Monday Night Raw. All right.
Yeah.
And in Monday Night Raw, I mean, our lost hooligan Vicos, right, man? I mean, we got to see a good, probably like 30 minutes of Zelina Vega and her trio of Andrade, Garza, and Austin Theory.
But every week, what is Zelina wearing now? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I know every guy's thinking of it. And like Andrade and these guys have to be thinking about it. Like, your husband's in the ring already. Yeah.
I don't think they put that much attention to that, but us fans and everyone else, I mean, we've been watching. I mean, she's been doing real good. She is definitely one of the top women to watch in wrestling right now.
She better come out of this great.
Yeah, she is going to come out of this great. She's going to position herself real well. Hopefully, we get to see her a little bit more in the ring. But being a manager and doing what she's doing right now, it's impressive. I mean, it's so good. I mean, all you could think about is like how obviously she has this trio right now. But what about in like 2 years when this trio is already done with? And who can she elevate in there? Could she elevate a Ricochet? We just talked about it. Look at that. You have Ricochet and you have a valet like Zelina Vega, and he doesn't even have to talk anymore?
But would you throw Ricochet into this group right now rather than – would you replace Ricochet with one of the other three guys?
Yeah.
Instead of –
I would. You could easily for me, you could either swap off either one of the other two. I mean, either Angel Garza or Austin Theory, and you could put Ricochet in there. But obviously, they're not going to do that right now. I'm just talking about I'm talking about like maybe 1 year or 2 years after this, once this group is done. Zelina Vega could be someone that'll help Ricochet out.
Yeah, totally.
He can't use the mic. I mean, you have Zelina Vega out there talking for him. She'll be.
I really hope Ricochet gets the skills that he needs. He's such a good talent that he should be able to do it. Like at least if people recognize me as Ricochet, I'd be like, yeah, that's me, bro.
So once you this is off topic. Once you told the kid that you weren't Ricochet, did they still want to take a picture with you?
No, I kind of walked away because the dad was like, and Jordan's like, just go take a picture with them. Just go take a picture. I'm like, nah.
You know what you're gonna have to do? You're gonna have to have that mask on you.
Yeah.
Put it in your back pocket so when you go out in public, you could just put the mask on for kids.
Should I show off the mask right now?
Hey, show the Hooliverse the mask. That was the mask.
So this is that Prince Puma mask. This is what I was going to wear for WrestleMania this year, but that didn't happen. but it was all, custom made by, and it says right there, elucha.com, right from Mexico. They did a freaking amazing job on
Looks
this.
real good, man.
You got to see the work on this. It is
Look,
just amazing. And all I did was send pictures of what I needed, and they got it done.
that's awesome. I know we talked about it off there, and we might have to do one of the shows with our lucha masks that we've purchased. I mean, they're over there. We might as well use them.
I know. It's so sad that we never got to show them off.
I know a lot of people will get a kick of that. Put a clip on that on Facebook or Instagram. All of us, all the hooligans in their luchador masks. People get a kick of that. I mean, we need all the viewers.
Or maybe, would you want to dress up for the Jacksonville Fairgrounds with our mask on?
I didn't finish my costume.
I
mean, I could get a Pentagon costume available because I know there's one on Amazon, so I could do that. But at the same time, this Jacksonville is not like the WrestleCon or one of those events. I don't know if I really want to do that. Walk around like that. It's not that big yet, Not that type of an event. Like, when you have Comic-Con, yo, we're going there. We're dressing up. For these WrestleCons, everyone.
This is called, what is it called? River City, I think.
It's called River City Con or something.
And if it happens, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
No, I'll be definitely interested in on going. I don't know about dressing up yet. I'll have a wrestling shirt on. I'll have a wrestling shirt on, but I don't know if I would be dressing up.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll talk more about it.
Yeah, if it was like, let's say if WrestleCon actually was on the same scale as Comic-Con, yes, by all means, I'll be dressed up. But this is like Jacksonville wrestling show convention, so I don't know.
Hey, we got some big names though coming.
Well, maybe what we can do is, seeing all the superstars that are available, maybe we could dress up as one of those superstars that are going. I would be into doing that. Yeah,
because let me look at the list right here. We got.
Yeah, get the list up, and if it's anyone that we might potentially be able to dress up, maybe I'll do that. Or maybe if a nice tag team comes to town.
All right, so let me look at it. We got Mikey Spandex. I don't know who that is. Abdul the Butcher.
Wow.
Kurt Angle.
Mm.
Snoop Strikes.
You got that Kurt Angle outfit already.
Mm-hmm. That classic tag team. I don't know. Brutus the Barber.
Okay.
Effie.
Who?
Effie.
Okay. Don't know who that is.
Ray Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Chance Oren. Man, some of these people I don't know. John Davis. Carlito. Lex Luger.
Okay.
Sergeant Slaughter.
All right.
Stunt Marshal, don't know that. The Ugly Ducklings, don't know them. I'm just going to name people I know. Let's see. Mr. Grimm, I don't know that. Rick Steiner's going to be there. James Storm will be there.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, Scott Steiner will be there. Mick Foley. Okay. Road Warrior Animal.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are your big names that are coming.
Well, you could dress up as Kurt Angle. You already have that outfit.
Yeah, I got it.
So I'm looking at all the other people over there, and I think the only person that I would actually want to dress up as is Road Warrior.
You wouldn't want to do a Sergeant Slaughter?
I was thinking about Sergeant Slaughter, but I'd rather do Road Warrior because then I could just put the paint on my face, and then
Yeah.
I just have to find like some football pads and put some spikes on them.
Yeah.
You know, so I could do that, and then like his tights were literally just like red or black, so that's easy. So I wouldn't mind doing that. I did think about Sergeant Slaughter, and that's a possibility. But I'd rather do Animal, man. I mean, I was a big Road Warriors fan growing up, so you know.
Why not?
So I would like that, or maybe who knows? Maybe I'll dress up as Abdullah and just walk up in there.
I know he just has like these tights or whatever. So
Yeah, exactly. And that's a super easy. All you have to do is buy like a singlet on Amazon. You
that's
know.
how my brother would be a good Abdullah.
Yeah, I don't know if I could pull it off like him because he he
he
has a
said he said he let himself go during this quarantine. Like, really?
I'll be over there and they'll be like, you're a little bit more fit for an Abdullah over here, you know, but I'll do it. But then again, I don't know if I would want to do that because Abdullah, he was mostly bald.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go all baldy right now.
He's got like scars on his head too.
Oh yeah, that too. I would, yeah. It's a lot. I'd rather dress up as Animal.
Yeah.
Speaking of Animal, I mean, in the upcoming weeks on Dark Side of the Ring, we're going to be able to cover the Road Warriors.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, that one.
That's going to be
about the drug issues and everything. Oh, it's about Hawkins, isn't it? This one.
It's probably about them both and how
Cool.
how they came because at one point only Hawk came out. Remember that? And that's probably and that's where I think they're going to start talking about where he just came out by and all of a sudden you had those fake warrior groups.
Yeah.
You know? So I could see them talking about that because I know when we first spoke, we were like, man, what drama would they have? But now if you think about it, this guy's still going on with the same moniker. I would be pissed off too if I was over there in the room or sick or like, you know, back home and then you know, they still trying to carry on the same tradition.
Yeah, that'll be messed up. Like, but yeah, I love Dark Side of the Ring. I'm looking forward to that episode. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
Yeah. I look forward to it now. I mean, every week it's must watch television, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I watch that before I watch AEW or anything. I'm like, I don't need to see this. We learn something new. Because that Dr. D episode this week, I was like, oh man.
I was fully invested into it. I definitely enjoyed this episode more than the Dino Bravo. The Dino I was still interested in because you know, I used to see him wrestle still in in the WWF, but this was a little bit more interesting, you know. There was still, and I think it was just more uncertain in the other one, you know. It kind of was, it left you in limbo in the previous episode on what happened because they didn't really get to the bottom of it. Whereas this episode, they were able to still go. It was one instance or one episode where they were able to see the different views from the reporter, from Dr. D. So it was more interesting on that end, you know. With Dino's case, no. I'm not gonna go into it because we're gonna be going into it.
We're gonna go into depth and then like we want to talk about it so bad.
Yeah.
But we'll go more into depth with it later on. But you know, a lot of our listeners from the last one, you know, have told us how awesome of an episode that was about our analysis on the dark side. So I think it's a good idea to throw like 3 of them in together and we'll just talk about it.
Yeah, we could definitely. All right, so let's get on into wrestling, man. I mean, we've been talking for a while. Let's get on into talking about this week's wrestling. Let's start off Hold on one second. All right, welcome back, everyone. Sorry, I had to take a little break. I didn't get me another beer, but yeah, hopefully we start getting into this podcast. But before I begin, I gotta give a shout out to my wife. You know what I mean? She definitely helped me out with doing this podcast right now. She's taking care of the little one. You know what I mean? While I'm doing this on a unexpected hour. So our loved ones. They sacrifice a lot when we do these. They got to take over watching the little ones. So I just want to shout out my wife and also your wife, Shaji. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Because whatchamacallit, she's gotta put down the little one right now, and well, actually not put her down, but take care of her.
And they got put up with all hooliganism, so
Yeah.
we're called Wrestling Hooligans for a reason.
Yeah. You ain't lying, man, because your wife
We live up to that name.
Yeah, you live up to the hooligan, because we were on house party on Friday, and your wife was like, "Come and get this one. Come and get Jacob. Come and get." She was like, "Come and get this one," and I was over there like, and to be honest with you, I went to Jen at that time, but it was her birthday, so I couldn't leave.
Yeah,
I was going to though. I had plans. I was like, I called Jen. I was like, "Look, I gotta go to St. Augustine. I gotta go get Shaji." Jordan has had it with Shaji right now. He's gone too hooligan on her, And
I wasn't beating her or anything, nothing like that. Just acting a fool.
Yeah, just acting just like how Shaji acts. But I was gonna go over there, but the only reason I couldn't is because it was Jen's birthday, and she was already on a Zoom call with some of our friends on Friday.
Hey, you came over here, albeit just acting like a hooligan too. But bro, it's only like 6 o'clock. You wouldn't have a drink.
You already know it. It would have been, if it wasn't Jen's birthday, I would have went down there, but it was my wife's birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday to her, by the way.
Yeah, definitely shout her out. But it was her birthday, so I couldn't leave, and I had to watch the little one at that point because she was talking with her friends all the way back home. So I was like, oh man. But I did go down there. I was like, look, I'm gonna have to go to St. Augustine. She was like, for what? I was like, I gotta go meet up with Shaji. She was like, what the hell you need to go meet up with Shaji right now for? You ain't going to St. Augustine. I was like, oh, yep, okay. Not gonna be able to do that now. I'll wait until the band. It
was funny because I was soon passed out after that. I was out.
Oh yeah, and I kind of figured that because for everyone else, Shaji wanted to do the podcast on Friday before Smackdown, and me and Vic were just looking at each other like, you didn't watch Smackdown. How are we going to be able to talk about this week in wrestling? And we didn't.
Smackdown's not even over yet.
Smackdown's not even on. So I was like, I got this. I was like, all right, we'll watch it afterwards. And I already, in the back of my mind, I already knew that you were going to be asleep by then.
Yeah, I was exhausted.
So yes, so
but not bad week in pro wrestling though this week.
No, I definitely enjoyed this week in pro wrestling. I think my highlights was the top highlight of the week for me was, hold on, let me see. I think the best show by far was NXT. Best show by far was NXT, and Dark Side of the Ring was the second one for me. It was interesting.
Yeah, I think NXT was probably the best show. I liked Raw with especially the one big comeback that they had this week.
Oh yes, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think pro wrestling highlight of the week. Yeah, definitely Dark Side.
Yeah.
Because I don't think AEW was great at all this week. I was kind of bored through AEW this week. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. But we'll talk about that.
We're going to talk about that yes. But they definitely fell flat, even though they still won, I believe, the week in the ratings.
Yeah.
So let's start off with Raw. We had Rey Mysterio, Aleister Black, Apollo Crews versus the trio of Andrade, Garza, and Theory. They still didn't give them a name yet.
No, not yet.
So it looks like they're not going to get a name, which is horrible because you really want to see. They need a name. To be honest with you, we need to be able to recognize them. I don't know if they just don't want to do that right now because obviously everyone's waiting for it. I mean, we already got the name of Ricochet and Cedric Alexander, the Two Fly Crew, which I'm loving.
Yeah.
I mean, because it kind of reminds me of the Two Live Crew, so I'm loving it too.
We need names, like a stable like that. We need names, and they got to give us a name soon. Yeah. We need a break real quick.
Go ahead. That's how it goes. But yeah, so Raw started off pretty good. I mean, you had MVP out there with the MVP Lounge. He brought the 3 Money in the Bank winners, which was a nice touch to it, And,
it is.
And then Selena Vega interrupted with her crew.
Yeah, but I gotta give it to MVP though. He's doing some good work, lately. He's taking advantage of all this time he's getting on Raw. He wouldn't have got this time if it wasn't for this whole quarantine thing. And he's totally taking advantage of this.
Yeah, he is so taking advantage of it. I mean, his mic skills, it's like he never left. Obviously he looks different. He looks older now. He's rocking the gray in his beard. Someone should tell him to do the Just for Men and just paint it for real.
Yeah.
But
I think he can still be a heel wrestler for the company.
No, he definitely,
but still put over young talent.
Yeah. But yeah, he had the lounge, and then it was interrupted, and then all of a sudden there was a 6-man tag match.
Yeah.
All we needed was what's his name?
Teddy Long.
Teddy Long to be over there. We got a 6-man tag, brother. But
every single Smackdown, I was like, how do they not realize what they're doing? Every single week we see the same shit.
So this one, obviously when Selena Vega came out, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a 6-man tag. So 6-man tag came on. It was actually a good brawl.
Yeah.
We got to see everyone perform well. Eventually, it was a surprise victory for Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews actually got the win on this, which was
and they're pushing this dude pretty good at the same time.
Yeah. So Crews, obviously he's been on the end of a lot of losing matches, so he got the big win on this. And then later on, he would go on to challenge Andrade, since he pinned him in the match, to a match later on. So that was good. I mean, Apollo Crews, he's in the Money in the Bank, so it was awesome. Obviously, we're going to talk about what happens towards the end, but this was a good way to pump up Apollo Crews, I felt, being the fact that
Andrade came out pissed out of this match, and he's like, I'm so tired of this, and, gave Apollo Crews that U.S. Championship title shot. But as we're saying, though, is it being overdone with watching these wrestlers do it all, 2 matches a night, or, I feel like we're seeing too much of them on one show. But,
well, we're definitely seeing a lot of Austin Theory, Andrade, and Garza.
Yeah.
And, I don't mind seeing the Selena Vega. I don't think anyone else
mind. I don't think anyone minds about that.
Mind seeing her walk out there, but we have been this group has been pushed, but at the same time they haven't been given them a name yet. They haven't they go back and forth, so one week they look strong, the next week they look horrible, they get beaten. So WWE's I don't know, they have to be able to, if you're gonna go all in on either a wrestler or a wrestling faction, you got to go all in.
Yeah, and you 3 guys can't get beat up by Drew McIntyre.
Oh, yeah.
If you got 3 guys like this, you should be able to overtake the dude. Every week.
Mm-hmm. So the next match, which I was kind of surprised that they were going to do, it was Shayna Baszler, Asuka, and Nia Jax. All three women are heels.
Yeah.
Okay, all three women are in the women's Money in the Bank, and essentially this match didn't even get to go get the start. You know, so I'm
And I
guessing.
think it pretty much was for all Nia Jax to look good by the end of it. They
Yeah,
wanted a ton of Nia Jax for coming back.
yeah, and I think that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to big up Nia Jax since she's going to be in the Money in the Bank, and to have a lot of the viewers say, "Oh, I think Nia Jax is going to win it." She's going to get pushed. Me, honestly, I don't see her doing that. You know, um,
No.
I see it's going to be in the hands of someone else. Who knows? When it comes in these Money in the Bank matches, I mean, it's kind of like the Royal Rumble winner.
Who's your pick right now, if you would say?
Who would I pick? That's a good one. That's a good one. In the women's, all right, we have Asuka, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax. I'm trying to think of the other girls.
Dana Brooke.
Dana Brooke.
Natalia?
Who beat who? Mandy Rose lost this week. Carmella beat her, so Carmella's in it. I don't see Carmella winning it.
No, they put like faces on SmackDown and then heels on Raw.
Yeah. So out of this, you had the Southern Belle. She's in it, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all these women, all right. Who I think they're gonna put it on? I mean, it would work. It would work perfectly for either Nia Jax or Baszler to win it.
Yeah, and I think for me it's gonna be Baszler. I think that's who I'm going with winning this, because then she can hold on to this and still be full heel mode, and take this away from Becky later on.
Yeah. So and I'm gonna go with you with that too, because I think Shayna Baszler works perfectly having the briefcase, and she'll be able to cut promos and still say I have this at my disposal. She already fell to Becky Lynch, so it would be nice for her to get that surprise entrance into it. I could see maybe Nia Jax being the next contender for Becky, and then at the end you have Shayna Baszler come out with the briefcase
and cash it in
after Nia Jax beats up Becky.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that the cash in is gonna happen to maybe SummerSlam-ish.
Yeah, I could see them building up. I could see Shayna winning it, and then essentially Becky talking about, okay, I challenge you then, and then she's like, hold on one second. This is not how this rolls. You do not dictate the terms. I could do this whenever I want. And then I could see Nia Jax then having that big SummerSlam with Becky, and then you start talking about the fist, and you start talking about how she dominated and hit Becky, and then that being such a big scene, and then at the end of SummerSlam you have Shayna Baszler having the title.
Yeah,
I think
it's a good way to do it.
I think we just called how they're gonna play.
There really aren't any other ways to do it.
I mean, you could go with Asuka. I mean, imagine Asuka with that Money in the Bank briefcase. I mean, her just speaking Japanese left and right. You could have that. It would be entertaining, but I don't think they would do that. I think they want to position it with someone who would eventually take control and beat Becky Lynch.
Yeah. And we should have like a reshuffle of like rosters coming up soon too, don't you think?
We'll see. I mean, I don't think. I mean, I know we have the superstar shakeup normally. They're probably gonna
Right
wait.
after.
I think they're
Yeah.
gonna wait until after Money in the Bank to then do that, because then they will be able to get
You can
viewership.
throw Oscar on Smackdown,
Yeah.
and then
Well, we already know that right after Money in the Bank, if Money in the Bank is going to be highly watched because everyone wants to see how this is going to play out. But Raw's viewership has been falling.
yeah.
You know, it's been falling, so they're going to have to do something. I mean, it'll be perfect time to do a superstar shakeup because all of us will be watching to see who goes where, who's going to this show, who's going to that show.
It would be a great time to do it.
Yeah, it would be.
Especially with all the superstars after they've lost, they've gotten rid of a whole bunch. So
Yep.
right now is a good time to just do this again, do the reshuffle.
I agree.
And then you can bring back wrestlers later on if you need to.
Mm-hmm. So this match it started with Asuka getting pummeled by Baszler, but then Nia Jax came out throwing freaking ladders all over the place, and then essentially this match didn't go on, and it was just pretty much to big up Nia Jax. She looks strong. I mean, obviously everyone's thinking, oh snap, she has a chance. I would definitely love to see her on the top of WWE headquarters on a ladder, so it's definitely going to be interesting on how they pull this off.
I'm excited. Like, is it going to be like a movie type thing, or, are there going to be just cameras throughout the building and you see different fights going on and then everyone working? It'd be cool even if they had like a little graphic of where each person is in the building, there's little figures. It
was
in the corner, something like a video game.
You're looking at it like Donkey Kong in a sense.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, Shayna Baszler's up on the 6th floor, and Dana's still at the bottom.
The interesting part though is they made some changes later on in the week, and both of the women's and men's matches are going to be going on at the same time.
That's wild.
That I think that's wild, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind it being separate. But at the same time, imagine us watching that pay-per-view. Our eyes are going to be all over the place. Like, they're going back to the women's. Oh, it's going to the match. It's going to be confusing.
Well, I think it's like, they want it to where the building's messed up at once.
Yeah.
They don't want to show up like, hey, the women did it first, and then the men are just coming into a mess. Let's just mess the building at once. Mm-hmm. That's probably why they're doing it that way.
You're probably right about that,
Because then they got to fix it up for the next team, for the next match. It's like, no, you just leave it crappy. Might as well just do everyone get there at once, do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I'm excited. I've never seen anything like this, and I'm excited.
I'm definitely excited too, man. So next match was another squash match. We had Bobby Lashley come out there, beat some Joe Schmo from the developmental league, and essentially pretty much told Lana to stay out there, and how he is constantly interrupted by her beauty, and that's why he can't have there. It distracts him, and who knows where they're going with this. I mean, obviously I see in the future that they're gonna split pretty soon.
But then don't put him against Joe Schmo. Like, you need to put him against someone good. You're gonna have him not have Lana there and beat someone good,
Yeah. So they've been pushing Bobby Lashley. Obviously, this is not where we want to see him. We want him to see him calling out Brock Lesnar and finally doing that match that we're doing, that we've been salivating for. So we'll see where they go from here.
Yeah. It's like, it pretty much is just starting a new storyline real quick, and hopefully, don't drag it as long as that whole Rusev thing went. But
yeah. So the next
end it, get rid of Lana.
Yeah, she needs to go on and find someone else. It's this whole not Rusev, but Bobby Lashley thing is just fall flat. I don't think
it was much better with Leo and Bobby.
Yeah.
I don't know why they had to go to Lana and Bobby.
So much better with Leo. Be like, Bobby.
And it was like all of a sudden one day Leo was just gone. I was like, what the hell? Where did Leo go?
Yep. So next matchup was another. I had to give this match horrible review. I mean, it was Liv Morgan versus Ruby Riott. This was
Don't worry, they cut that off of Raw this week.
Yeah, and it was a repeat of a couple weeks ago when these two went together. They wanted to push Liv Morgan. She's definitely up on the up and coming. Of the both wrestlers, I still believe that Ruby Riott is has more value than Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan,
yeah, she's talented. Ruby is very talented.
Yeah, Ruby's very talented in her, in her way. I mean, they've been pushing Liv Morgan, but Liv Morgan still, even after the match, she's still saying she's trying to find herself. I mean, why do you need to mention that? I mean, that's horrible.
Whose idea is this? Like, whose idea is this? Like, I don't know who's thinking about it, but this sucks. I'm like, just let Liv wrestle. That's all you need to let her wrestle.
Yeah.
We don't need any storyline to it. Just let her do her thing. Or put them as a tag team or something. I don't know. Make them a tag team together again. The two of them.
I don't think they're going to make up a tag team with her.
We need tag teams. We need women tag teams for that tag team title.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, you have that tag team, women's tag team titles defended once since they won it. I mean, it's horrible.
Yeah. Why isn't that being defended on Raw? Or SmackDown? That should be being defended. You got that title in there.
That title should be defended across all shows. I feel like
that'd be a good storyline right now. Do it on Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Just throw that title into all the pictures right now. Let these girls push it. You got so much time to do it. Why not do it?
You know how they go. They tend to forget tag team wrestling in this company.
Yeah.
But the next match up, man. I mean, it was a surprise of the year. I mean, you guys had your favorite wrestler make a return.
He's back. Jinder's back. He looks even slimmer and bigger than he ever did. And it's funny, like, was it Tozawa? He's on every show right now. Yeah. In NXT, in that tournament. But he got his ass beat pretty good in this match. But I see big things coming back for Jinder again. Like, after I see him in that match, I think he could be like Drew McIntyre's next challenge. And I think they're doing what they're doing with Sheamus on SmackDown. I can see them doing that with Jinder over here on Raw.
It would make sense. You have history there. You have a story there.
And you got a full-on heel right there too.
You have a heel there. And I would hope that these two would work good together, being that they're friends and they'll be talking backstage. It would make for good for Drew. So yeah. We'll see where they go. I mean, we need Jinder to get developed a little bit more. Obviously, this was a return. It was a squash match. We needed to see him in a different match. I could see that happening after this Rollins fight. I wouldn't mind seeing it after this Rollins fight, and then all of a sudden Jinder could be seeing Drew in the back, or coming out when Drew is cutting a promo after beating Seth, and then saying, "Hey, I'm happy for you," and then all of a sudden turning on him.
Yeah, but it would have been great if Jinder was in the Money in the Bank. I think that would have been a good way too. Okay. But he's not in it. But maybe he could be the replacement for a certain somebody that got injured.
There's that's a possibility. I mean, and let's get on to that next.
And maybe they did that for that reason. Who knows?
I think it's going to be someone else. But the next match that we had was that match that Apollo Crews asked for. It was the United States champion Andrade versus Apollo Crews. And by far, this was the best match of the night.
It was, yeah. It was a great match.
best match of the night. Andrade and Apollo Crews put on a show. Andrade.
Apollo finally proved, like, hey, I should be there.
Apollo's has proven it.
Yes.
They just haven't given him that push. It comes to a point where they have faith in Apollo, and then all of a sudden, just like today on Raw, you're pushing Apollo. He gets to win over Andrade, and then whatchamacallit, he gets defeated by Andrade.
Yeah.
Right?
But, at the same time, I think they have more in store for the guy. I think this is a good start for him because he's in the storylines now. He is. And Andrade is one of those guys you want to be in a storyline with. Like, he puts on great matches, and look at the work that Andrade's done since he's been there. And he's had a fight to be where he's at. And he doesn't have the promo skills, and he's fought to be where he's at. Zelina might be his, what's kind of saved Andrade. But Andrade can put on some amazing matches.
No, Andrade is a worker. He knows what he's doing. He's been, yes, he can't talk on the mic. They're trying to. I mean, you do see his effort. He's definitely talking with Charlotte. He sees Charlotte. That's his girl right now. He sees Charlotte, and he has Selena, but at the same time, he's trying to speak English. But wrestling wise, he's on point. Apollo Crews, he would have benefited. Maybe, let's say, you could have turned him heel when he was over there with MVP, and then you have MVP come out and talk with him.
Let him manage it, like a lot of managers. Yeah, Apollo.
Exactly. That would have been perfect. I mean, Crews has the potential. Even on the mic, I don't get bored when I'm watching and when I'm listening to Crews. But it seems that what they do with Crews is that they'll push him. Crews will get a couple good wins, and then all of a sudden he gets easily squashed by some person that they really want to push.
Yeah.
But
his I think MVP is like a good manager for him. Like, I think where they paired him up before with what's his name? What was his name?
You pairing him up with Shorty G?
No, his manager before. He's part of the Millionaire Group.
Oh, Titus O'Neil.
Titus, yeah. When they paired him with Titus, I think that was a wrong move. He didn't need to do that because Titus is like a face. He needs to go I think Apollo needs to go heel if he's gonna make a move to make a change for himself. He can't stay a face. He's got to go. Huh?
They've been back and forth with where they're gonna push Crews, because at 1 week, remember, he was a face, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, is he turning heel? And then this week he's a face. So it's like they're doing him injustice by doing that.
But hopefully MVP is what saves him. It could be later on. Because now they got a little story together, so it could be later on that they do that with them.
I mean, you could see that, but the sad part, and this was after the match. I mean, Andrade got the win, but in the match he was working a leg, and then there was I don't know if it's kayfabe or not. I think it is kayfabe in that sense that he injured his leg. So now it's like, oh man, he's not going to be part of this Money in the Bank.
Who's his replacement going to be? We'll see. We got Monday. We got tomorrow.
You just gave a very good prediction of who it would be. It would be nice to see. Jinder
will be perfect right in there right now, because if you look at all the other people, and they're mostly faces. Yeah. The only heel in there is Baron.
I think it's going to go to Andrade. I think they're going to put Andrade in that match, bro.
Probably. But Baron's the only heel in there right now. The other guys in there, Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, Alistair, and Otis.
So, okay.
And this championship, the Money in the Bank is for a heel, really. Yeah. That should usually go to a heel.
It's going on Andrade, bro. This is This is where Andrade he gets that, and he has Selena Vega up by his side, and they could work this for like months, bro. And it is set up perfectly for Andrade.
And you know the thing too, so Andrade could win it, but then Apollo could come back the next week and be like, hey, I want a shot at that US title again. And then let's put the title on Apollo from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Andrade still got the money in the bank. So he doesn't need the US title anymore. Let's give that to Apollo. Yep. After he wins that money in the bank. The next day, I want Andrade losing that title to Apollo.
I love it.
But then I'm wondering, why couldn't Apollo, if Apollo's okay on Monday, why wasn't he okay on Sunday? So let's wait 2 weeks on that. It's like, you don't do it on Monday. Let's do it the week after that.
I could go with that. Give the title to Apollo, but Andrade is winning this, bro. I mean, I'm looking at right now. The men's Money in the Bank, it's set up perfectly for either.
He's a good opponent for Drew too, because he's beat Drew before.
Yeah, I don't see Alice. I mean, obviously, one of the heavy favorites is going to be Aleister Black, right? Yeah. But I don't.
So that's why he's in this match. He doesn't have to. Like, he's okay to be in this match, but he can be like, he's just too slow to get to the title. You know, he was stuck on a different floor, so it doesn't kill him. Like, he might be in some other involvement in somewhere else.
Correct.
You know,
this works perfect for Andrade. You have set Andrade up for the rest of the year by doing this if they do that, and then you still have Selena Vega available, still talking her mess, and then also elevating that group that they're in.
Yeah, totally.
And if Andrade is in it, then you have Austin Theory, Garza. Most likely that's going to get involved some way or some form in Money in the Bank. It would be perfect.
Yeah, but you got a good amount of heels right now on Raw for Drew to face off against. So
yeah,
and it could be they can even still set up like the Jinder versus Drew at SummerSlam. Jinder lose, but then look who's coming in to cash it in. You know.
That's too many cash-ins in on SummerSlam. It's going to have to wait after that, bro.
Yeah, but I feel like they're waiting for that big event where they can bring back everyone. All the fans are there again. Yeah. Like, whatever show all the fans are back out, it's going to be a big event.
Yeah.
When the fans are back in that arena, they're going to make that event special.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, what did Hulu block off this week? Was it the next match?
What was the next match?
Ricochet and Cedric Alexander.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't even in it, yeah.
I knew it, bro.
They took out Liv and Ruby, too. That was a part of it, too, yeah.
I knew it. I knew that they
Hey, but you get Ricochet right here. You know, I'm live and in person right now. Maybe that's how we need to promote our podcast, you know. Wrestling Hooligans live with Ricochet, you know.
I'm telling you, man. Hulu must hate Ricochet, man, because last 3 weeks.
That match wasn't even in it. Don't worry. Because I'm forwarded through it, not forwarded, but it's like playing in the background right now. And I've been watching everything going on. Yeah, that's not even in here. Because I watched it live, and then I like watching what Hulu does because it cuts everything short, takes the commercials out. So that was one of the cuts, too.
That is horrible, man. Ricochet, you get no love from Hulu, man.
Oh, Bobby Lashley got cut out, too. Don't worry.
Oh,
so Bobby got cut out. Yeah, Ruby and Liz got cut out, and so did Ricochet, yeah.
That was a garbage match anyway.
Yeah. They, you know, I'm pretty sure they go after it like, hey, what's the important stuff you guys want on Hulu? But I don't even get why Hulu's got to do that. Why? Just leave all the freaking matches on there. Why do you have to cut out anything? Right?
That's crazy. But the crazy part about this, you had Ricochet and Alexander win, but all of a sudden at the end of the match, MVP later on is like kind of like promoting Thorne and Vink. You know what I mean? So it's definitely going to be interesting where they go.
Yeah, I feel like he's got a group coming because remember he started to do it with Edge.
Yeah.
Try to get Edge over. Like, let me represent you. I feel like they're working on getting him a group going.
I think they're gonna have MVP in the way that Titus O'Neil was supposed to be.
Yeah, but Titus isn't good at it. Like Titus is just a face. He's not good at being a heel.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Like, but that's because he does so much charity work. Like, he's a good guy. When the guy's doing all this charity work, MVP's got that. He knows how to be a heel.
Yeah. So end of the night, they ended with Seth Rollins and Drew signing a contract.
Yeah.
I love how Drew is always so nonchalant. I love it, where he's like, all right, let's fast forward to this. I mean, this is a contract signing, but pretty much I know that you're gonna turn on me pretty soon. Let's just get to it right now. So then you had what's his face, Murphy show up.
Buddy. Yeah. Murphy, not Buddy, just Murphy now.
But then at the same time you had him get the Claymore at the end for the Messiah. So it's a nice build. It would have been. I feel so bad for Drew, man, because with all the fans, this would have been a lot more special than how.
So much more amazing if Drew had fans there.
Yeah,
like the intensity that he could be giving.
Yes,
it takes away from his intensity right now.
Yeah.
So he is an intense wrestler when it comes to, being in front of the fans, and I miss that out of him right now too.
Yeah, exactly. So that wraps up Raw. Which one do you want to do next? You want to do the week show or the best show that I thought that was on all week?
Let's go right to AEW.
Let's go to AEW. All right.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I'm about to grab my beer.
All right. Hold on. All right, we're back over here. We gotta go get ourselves another beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's some more cold?
Still drinking Stone Cold's beer over there?
Yeah. Still drinking Stone Cold. Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPA. Oh, you know what I really want to try now is Chavos, Los Guerreros. But on the site that I went to go pick it up, it's sold out.
Is it that good that it's sold out?
I don't know. I believe it's just because it's only in one area. So Stone Cold's beer is going nationwide right now. Eventually it's going to get to Florida. Right now it's been in the West Coast. It just got to the Northeast and around that area. I see it coming down to Florida in the next couple of months. But with Los Guerreros, I think it's only based off of in
Texas, probably that area.
California.
I'm pretty sure Texas probably has it too.
Yeah, they probably do.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get me a case of that. We'll see how that goes. We're gonna break down all the celebrity wrestling beers.
We'll go through it one day. We got to figure out who's got who because we know The Rock's got tequila.
Oh yeah, that's next on my list too to have it.
Well, you know what we should do? One day we just need to have everything in front of us, and we'll do like a YouTube video with us together going through all the drinks.
I could do that.
That'd be a fun one to do.
Yeah. Like,
Stone Cold, if we get the Chavo one, have two of those, and then I got the tequila, and then we got to figure out what else is out there that's wrestling based.
Yeah. I think there was it's probably not made anymore, but
we got to check the Bell's wine. That's alcohol too.
Yes. All right, then yeah, we should be able to do that then, because that's already
we got a whole lot right there. We don't have to finish all the bottles, just so we can finish the beers.
I ain't drinking tequila by myself, and hopefully by then he'll have a cocktail that I can make it out of. Because I don't think that he drinks solo. I think he actually puts lemonade or something with it.
Who?
The Rock.
The Rock? No, I think he just drinks it straight. You remember that show Ballers? He was always drinking tequila on there.
We'll see. We'll see. So let's go on to the next show, AEW. AEW, they continue on. They had the semifinals for the TNT Championship.
Yeah.
They started off with the match, Darby Allin and Cody. Good match, bro.
That was a good match. And they've put on 2 good matches now, the 2 of them.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to shit on this whole show, but you know, that was probably the best match of the night, the 2 of them.
Yeah, it
And
started off.
But I think that's what the problem is. You start off too high. This should have been the last match of the night.
Yeah. They started off too high. They definitely got. This was an awesome match. You had each of them doing the other opponent's finishing move. You had Cody attempting a coffin drop. You had
Brandy got hit in this one too.
Brandy got hit in this one. Darby did the crossroads.
Yeah.
You know, it was an awesome match. It was difficult, man, because part of me wish, you know, after watching this match, I was like, Darby should win this.
Yeah, but it's like they're still trying to make, because Cody's record, I think that when it comes to records, I think that's where it's coming down to.
Mm-hmm.
He's number 1 for that title. He should be right now. And he's not fighting for it. He's fighting for a different title.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna come down to him, and I think him and Archer are gonna be your finals.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what it's building for right now.
Yeah, but
you know, please don't let Archer win this title. You know, I'm not a huge fan of him. I don't like last time we talked the last podcast. I don't think you're a big fan of him either. But
I am not. The only good thing about Archer is Jake the Snake Roberts, bro.
Yeah, but he hasn't been around for him right now.
No.
But it's tough right now because Cody and Omega, these guys are taking a backseat. So are the Bucks. They don't want to, because they're running the company, they don't want to do what other people did, like, you know, Nash, Hall, all these guys, Hogan, what they used to do in WCW. They're trying not to be like that. Because even if you look at the video game and everything, you see all like the 3 guys on the video game. This is none of those guys. You got Jericho, Moxley, and what's his name's on it? Your Cowboy.
Hangman.
Yeah, Hangman. He's on there too. So these guys are leaving themselves off of the cover too of a video game. So that's how much this means to them. They're not trying to put themselves over, and I kind of hate it at the same time.
Yes.
Like some of these guys should be champions.
Yes.
Like Omega deserves better.
And that's the hard part. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Omega should be higher up on the rankings. He should be a main eventer. Cody too. And the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks, they lost it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No one wants the Young Bucks to win anymore.
Yeah, everyone dislikes these guys now.
They flipped it. I mean, no one wants to see them win. If they would have won the titles when they first started, yes, I don't think they would have any issues with it. But now, no one wants to see them win it, and that's sad. But at the same time, they have it on people that, to be honest with you, they need to be in the main event title role.
Yeah.
If you look at
it just sucks too because Lucha Bros aren't around right now. You know, they're quarantined away somewhere. Well, I don't know where they're. They're probably just stuck in Mexico. They can't go anywhere.
Nope.
You know, where's Pac at? You know, you don't see this guy either. A lot of these guys are gone right now, and it sucks. You know, it is what it is. But you know, I do think Omega and Cody need to be up there right now. You know, Omega should be fighting for that championship sooner or later. Like, why wouldn't he be fighting Moxley? They've already had one match together, which was a pretty good match. Let's have it again.
We'll see where they go from here. I mean, Moxley, we'll see who he challenges. Next up, we had Warlord, your boy Warlord.
Yeah.
You know, he was over there. He still looking good, going against a jobber, but you know,
So green though. That's why they keep putting him as a jobber.
Yeah, I mean, he is so green, but he just throws people across the ring.
Yeah.
It reminds me of someone that I know.
Well, at least Brock's got some talent over there.
Yes, you ain't lying. He is.
You put Warlow against Brock. Brock would probably beat the crap out of Warlow in person. Like he would probably he's like, I'm gonna teach you a lesson right now.
So next up we had the Best Friends versus Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc. You know, everyone got to go see Penelope Ford. You know, when you think
Penelope's killing it though, isn't he?
yes. She
I'm
is.
happy with the job she's doing. Like she's taking advantage of this time too. Why not? You know.
This was definitely probably the second best match of the night. You know, a lot of close calls. You had Orange Cassidy taken out pretty early. You know what I mean? And that allowed Penelope Ford to get involved into the match a lot. And you know, it was back and forth with Chuck Taylor and Kip Sabian and Havoc. It was awesome, man. I really enjoyed this match. You know, who ended up winning this one? I think the Best Friends won this one. Yes,
Yeah,
Best Friends won this one, and it was Chuck Taylor, I believe. He beat Havoc, Jimmy Havoc. All right. So next up,
the promo for Scorpio. Like they have a whole video vignette for him.
I like the first one, but the second one, I think I was pretty over with. I mean, I'm just like
they're really trying to push this dude right now. I'm like, oh, okay, so let's calm it down. Let's get him back into wrestling first. Let's get him back on the screen. Like, we don't need this much stuff on the dude.
Yeah, exactly. This would work better if we had all the fans there. But we'll see what's in store then. I mean, if you're gonna put these vignettes out there, these videos, does that mean that the other two are gonna turn on him eventually?
Who knows? And you know, well, thank God for MJF. He saved the day right after that, right? He makes me laugh. That dude is making me laugh right now with everything that he's doing.
Supposedly he's really injured right now, though.
He's just making fun of his hangnail or
supposedly he is injured. I don't know the extent of it, but I do know that he is injured right now. But what he's doing right now in those vignettes are pretty funny, though.
So behind me, there was a guy on a little motorbike, whatever, and he was in jorts. Florida for you, and he had like a he had like a little mullet too.
In what?
Right behind me, in the garage. There's like you hear the motor.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I heard it just now.
He's got some jorts and a mullet. He doesn't live in this community. I'm telling you that. That's Florida for you.
That's Florida for you, man. Yo, you have a development right there, and then right outside of the development, you got
trailers and everything.
Trailers. You know what I mean? Not gonna lie. You see a lot. We had that around us too. Mm-hmm. But next up, we had Sean Spears. Sean Spears, he was going against a jobber. And I think that's the only reason why I graded AEW. They're pushing way too many of these jobber matches.
Yeah, and it's like, is it that they don't have enough talent? Or are they trying to push new talent? I don't know what they're trying to do. Yeah. But it's like, you know, Sean Spears deserves better. Why are you doing with this dude right now? You know?
Sean Spears, he's stuck in limbo. 1 week they make him seem like he's the next up and coming thing. I mean, whatever happened to him looking for a tag team partner? That all ended, you know. Why hasn't he haven't gotten a tag team partner right now?
Yeah, why?
You know. So next up we had the Exalted One, Brody Lee versus Marco Stunt. This would have been fun, but if it was able to play out a little bit better. But right now they're pushing Brody Lee, man, and every week he's squashing over these people. So
But like, why face Marvelous Stunt again? Like, I wasn't a fan of this match.
yeah,
You know,
I wasn't
they're
either.
talking about like again, like look how tiny this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
You think he's got any chance against Brody Lee? Like,
Yeah. But
100 pounds.
But I'm guessing that, they're just trying to really establish him as one of the top heels in AEW.
Yeah.
So, he's been getting win after win after win after win. It's going to be interesting to see who actually challenges him first. Like, who's
It's
going
gonna be Cody. I think it's gonna be Cody.
You think it's going to be Cody?
Cody's like that sacrificial person that he's like the John Cena over here. You know, you got to make your name against a big person when you come in. And that was John Cena in WWE. That used to be him.
Yeah.
Everyone picks a fight against John Cena first.
Yep.
I think in AEW it's going to be Cody.
Yeah.
Cody's your dude.
So coming up next, we had Lance Archer versus Dustin Rhodes. And this was the main event. You had Lance Archer come out here, and he looks strong. He's in the finals right now. Spoiler alert, we didn't talk about too much of the match, but this was a pretty good match, though. I mean, Dustin Rhodes led in this match,
And I think that's why they saved this to the end, like for the bleeding, all this kind of stuff. And, I don't mind the ending where it was like he was pounding his head on the mat over and over again. But is it? I don't know. Like, isn't that just as like you're hitting someone with that in the head with a chair, concussion like worthy? I guess AEW doesn't care about that kind of stuff.
No, but he had his hands behind his head. I did notice that, and he had the hand behind the head, so it wasn't as fierce. But you did see the blood pouring down from him, and they kind of made it like Cody throwing the towel, but then he said no, and then boom, it just didn't play off as good as it should have.
And what bothered me in this matchup was like the amount of, you hit your signature move, then you kick out at one. Like, how many times like they made this like a pay-per-view worthy match, where it wasn't on that level, Dustin's talented, but I don't think Lance Archer's that talented where he should be kicking out of everything that Dustin's given him, And it was over and over again in this match. I was like, are you kidding me? He kicked out of that one too in 1 second. He did the crossroads, and all of a sudden he kicked out in 1 second. I'm like, he's not that tough. So when Cody does it, is he gonna do it in a special way where Vance is gonna not kick out of it? I don't know.
Well, you might not think that he's the most toughest SOB, but they're pushing him like that. And even your boy Chris Jericho, he pushed.
Yeah, he pushed him.
He pushed him in the last 2 weeks, making it seem like, oh, I love this Lance Archer. Oh, he's a beast. He's a, He pushes him hard body.
Yeah, he did. But that's what Chris is good at. He's trying to do that stuff for these guys and everything. He's putting them over, and he's great on the commentating. Without him, they're really, it wouldn't be the same. Chris needs to be there commentating right now.
Yeah. So
what about, we haven't talked about these Bubbly Bunch videos.
I was about to go into that because I know last week we missed out talking about it. We remembered to talk about it right after we got off the air, but last week they had the Flim Flam video.
That was great.
It was all right.
It made me laugh though.
Don't get me wrong. It's uber cheesy, uber cheesy. But it does make you laugh, just like what you said.
It was just like a corny video. It was like a Brady Bunch video type thing.
This week was a little bit better because it involved many other people that are not involved in AEW. You had Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
With a
Manitoba Mayhem, right?
Wasn't
it called Manitoba Mayhem? I think that was the name of it.
Yep. And then you had all these other stars too. So it was interesting, this one. For me, it gets a little too corny once he's doing the actual thing. He builds up throughout throughout the show. So normally this is towards the end. But I don't know. Once it starts going, it just gets too corny, but it pulls you in. It makes you
I
laugh.
think that's the point of it, just have you smile for a
Yeah.
second.
And
Because they're making fun of they're not making fun of, but it's like the whole quarantine thing. So
yeah.
this is the way things got to be right now. So
Yeah.
it's making light of that at the same time. So
Yeah. So no, it definitely was interesting. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Um, Even though it's corny, it makes you laugh. You know,
it does.
it does. All right, so let's go to NXT, and by far, I'm not gonna lie, I think we both thought that NXT was the better show. At the end of the week, AEW still won in the ratings, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. Second week in a row. But pretty much AEW has been on a roll. They lost, I believe, like 1 week here, 1 week several months ago. So AEW by far is killing it right now. But NXT puts on amazing shows. And I just think that it's just because AEW is new that everyone is gravitating towards that. But
Yeah.
But NXT, man, the performances that they had, even today, this week, man, they started off with the interim cruiserweight tournament, right? You had El Hijo del Fantasma versus Isaiah Swerve Scott, and they started off strong because this was a good match, man. I don't care.
That was a great match.
Yeah, I am.
I'm happy Swerve's getting his push. That he deserves it.
And that's who deserved it. Swerve got the victory over Phantasma. I'm still not impressed with Phantasma, bro.
No, and I think he hasn't. It's like just a brand new guy that they just brought in.
Yeah.
He hasn't faced these talents before, probably. Yeah.
And
so I think that's what the issue is.
And you're right. But his promos and his video vignettes are awesome.
Yeah.
It gets me excited. The last couple of weeks, you have these masked men coming and attacking him. It's like, what the?
Yeah.
You guys are trying to start a story even when you shouldn't have to start a story yet.
Yeah.
Phantasma. Okay. I know of the history. Didn't really watch the Phantasma, but the Hijo, I'm thinking I'm about to see the second coming of Ray Phoenix, and I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it.
No, I'm not either. No.
I'm not seeing it. I mean, he's a decent Mexican wrestler, but I'm not seeing the craziness. And it could be what you're saying. He doesn't have very good communication with these guys. It's just started. But, I'm not seeing the crazy high flying. The guy comes into the ring with a cape on, bro.
Yeah. And he's like this guy's maybe in Mexico he's like this talked about guy, but it's not like someone we've heard about that we were thinking, that's going to be coming up soon. Like we're excited about. I'm like, who's this Phantasma?
In the history of the luchadors, his dad is famous.
Yeah.
He's a god. But
so is other people's, Alberto Del Rio.
No, that's true. But his dad has a name for himself in there. So I didn't follow obviously his son, but I knew of his dad's name.
Yeah.
His dad's name had a respect. But it's a recipe for disaster for you to come onto the show with a cape. I'm sorry. You see the promos with him in a suit. I would be more impressed if he came to the ring with a suit, flip it off just like an Angel Garza. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Came into that way. When you came in with a cape and you're looking like a broke down, not a broke down. You're looking like Lucha Libre, but just more fit. It doesn't go. It doesn't go. You can't.
This was good though. It wasn't bad.
You can't be a heel and coming to the ring with a cape, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
You can't now.
unless you're coming in as Hunter Hearns Helmsley when he came when
That
he
didn't help him either.
yeah, that didn't help him either.
When he came in like that, it didn't help him. We
Yeah.
were like, what the hell?
So I was definitely surprised. When El Hijo de Fantasma won his first match, I was like, oh snap, they're gonna push this guy. Because then all of a sudden we saw the vignettes before, and I'm like, oh snap, they're gonna, and then he lost. He lost against Swerve. And then Swerve at the end of the match talking about, like, if you're gonna build the team, you're gonna want to build it with me because I'm gonna take that last shot.
And that's the thing. Like this whole tournament, I feel like it's going to be a close thing. They're all going to face each other, and then it's going to be like, oh, they're going to be off by one win or something. That's what they're setting up for. I don't think anyone except maybe there might be one or two guys that's undefeated, but I think with the rest of the guys, it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah, and I think I was watching it this week, and I was like, well, they just threw wrenches in everything because no one's coming off with a 2-0 victory. So then all of a sudden it's going to be to that last week where you have these two different matches where someone might be able to come out with the win, and that's how they're going to determine it.
Yeah.
So let's get off into the next match. I mean, next match was good too. We had the reintroduction of Candice LeRae. New music, new look. You had Johnny Gargano introduce her into the ring, which I enjoyed.
Yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it. Like, this is great for Candice. I think this is going to be huge for her.
I think so too.
She should be a top heel now.
Mm-hmm. She was going against Casey Catanzaro.
Yeah.
I have love for Casey because I'm a big
Ricochet's wife.
No, I'm a big Ninja Warrior fan. So I knew her before all this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember her from that too.
So obviously it was a change of style between the both of them.
Candice LeRae definitely changed her style up too, so which is great. Good for her.
And she needed that.
She's got that heel style now.
Yep. She definitely needed that. I enjoyed it more just because of the we were waiting to see where they were going with Casey.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that they had these shows pre-recorded, they weren't able to build up Casey the way that she should have been built up. Yeah. So with this match and her coming out to new music, new look, it definitely helped her in that way. I was like, okay, here we go. Let's see where we go from here. You know what I'm saying? So next up, we had the whole Timothy Thatcher, Matt Riddle with the Newly Bros show. What were your thoughts on that, man?
It is what it is, Riddle's just corny in the first place.
Yes, that's where I came from. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It's corny. This is Matt Riddle.
Even that whole Bobby Fish thing that he did before.
Yeah.
That song about. I'm like, this is stupid.
I thought so too. I wasn't a fan of it. They obviously enjoy Matt Riddle. They know, Matt Riddle has had out of every superstar that we've seen, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, Shayna Baszler, all these other superstars that came from UFC or some type of mixed martial arts. Ronda Rousey, I believe he has been the one that impressed me the most. And that's saying big. It's saying his first couple of matches, even when it was on NXT, even about a year ago, the match that he put on TakeOver, by far superior than any of these other athletes in their first early careers has pulled on.
Oh, totally, yeah. And
You
you can
know?
tell he's got a love for pro wrestling because he was part of like Evolve and everything before,
Yeah,
you know, because he came up with these other guys like Keith Lee and all of them.
yeah,
So he's worked his butt off before NXT.
yeah. And this is just me going off topic because earlier this week, last week, I believe it was a month ago, I was listening to what's this called? What's the show called? Busted Open. And all they talk about is how Ronda Rousey had one of the best first time in ring debuts. Everyone talks about that match that she had with Triple H and
Definitely.
yeah. I didn't come away impressed with that.
Yeah.
Okay. And they claim it's her that she had the best in-ring debut, but for me, it's this guy right here, Matt Riddle.
Yeah, but I think with them saying that because like Matt Riddle had more experience wrestling than
He did.
He was out there before practicing and doing matches before that.
Yeah.
I think with Ronda Rousey, they wanted to keep her a secret, so she never really had matches on NXT. She never got to prep for it. She did it behind the scenes with these guys because they wanted to keep it special. So when she actually put on her first match, it was like, oh crap, she isn't bad. It wasn't as bad of a train wreck like we all thought it was going to be.
Yeah. And you're probably right about that. I haven't seen Matt Riddle's first match in Evolve where he was previously. So you're probably right about that. But the only bad part I have about Matt Riddle is the corniness, like what you said, bro.
Yeah, I was like, I don't really want to listen to this. And he just it's a dead joke, and he just keeps going with it more and more. I'm like, let's stop. But he just keeps going with them. Like, okay, let's keep going with it. But I think that's his character,
Yeah. So at the end, he got beat up by Emporium. We'll see where they go with that. Oh, so here we go. Let's go to the match. The reason why I was like, yo, I have to watch NXT. And I judged it the week before. Mia Yim and her performance leading up to this match. I felt that it was disappointing. You want to see a strong performance against someone that's about to go to the elite level, go up to going against Charlotte Flair. And that's what we're talking about right now. Charlotte Flair versus Mia Yim. So with that being said, tell me what you're thinking, bro.
No, it wasn't a bad match. I think Mia Yim put on a good match. And really, I think this is all for Charlotte. Charlotte's, I think, going to go through one talent after the other in NXT until she gets back to Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley dethrones her. But it is. But at the same time, it's building up all these girls in NXT whenever they have to face Charlotte. So Mia Yim has gotten a big push, promos, all these video stuff. Io Shirai is getting the same thing. It's talking about each girl as they're going. So I think this is great for the women's division. Even though Mia Yim didn't win, I think this is a great rub on her because she got to face Charlotte. Charlotte's a star. She's a main star, and it wasn't a short match. It was a pretty good long match, the two of them. So what about you? What do you think?
I thought it helped out Mia Yim. I was still kind of upset because I felt that Mia Yim had some awesome performances with some other superstars. Okay, they still worked good together.
Yeah.
Mia Yim is stuck in a very weird place right now. They've pushed her on 2 different occasions. She hasn't been able to get the brass ring. Who knows why?
I just don't see her as the star you think she should be.
I think she should be because, you know, in some of her top matches, it's been awesome. But
like, you know, she doesn't have those mic skills either. You know, she should have them.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's where she's going wrong right now. She doesn't have the mic skills that she needs. You know, you don't see them they do videos on her rather than give her the mic.
Yeah, but how many actual females in NXT actually have the mic skills to continue?
I think like Candice is one of them. Candice LeRae. They've been giving her the mic.
Hold on. But that is a video vignette. Anyone
look
like a superstar. Ricochet looked like a superstar doing a video vignette. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, Candice is getting the mic here and there more. Dakota is too. Dakota's getting the mic a little bit more. But honestly, none of the females in NXT are except Rhea. Rhea's getting it, and it was, what's her name? Bianca was getting it too for a little while.
But you see, when you start counting down all these females who you be like, oh, man, she's killing it right now. They're both.
But you can't give Io the mic. You can't give Io the mic. Like, she can't. You saw what she did at the end of the thing. You know, it was another Asuka thing, you know, like yelling in Japanese. Why do you need to yell in Japanese, you know?
I think WWE is just like, yo, we're not gonna put any type of discrimination. Go ahead and do what you guys do. But at the same time, why not have more managers involved where they could talk for these individuals?
Yeah. If that's what they're weak at, let's have someone else talk for you then.
Exactly. You know, but you're right. They already have it set up for Charlotte and Io Shirai. I can't wait to see how this is going to perform. But
I think it's going to be a pretty good match, though, the two of them together.
Look, man, but you know what? This is the first time these two have worked with each other. Language barrier. I don't know.
There's no way Io's winning, but you know.
Yeah, exactly. Io's not winning. This is a match that you would rather see at TakeOver. One where both of these matches, the match today, you rather see at TakeOver.
Yeah.
You rather see them these Mia Yim and Charlotte Flair talking it over for a good 3 weeks on how they're going to perform in these matches. Because it would have been a lot better.
It would probably be on TakeOver if it wasn't for the quarantine.
Yeah.
It probably all would be on TakeOver if it wasn't for the quarantine. I think it ruined some plans, and they're like, all right, let's just go with it and see what happens.
But that's what I'm saying. So in a sense, it's ruining what pretty much brought NXT to the table. Those TakeOver matches.
It was. And you know, they'll get back to it though. You know, it just sucks what it's come to.
No, it definitely does. I mean, because just like what we talked about,
they're doing the best they can, though. They are, and I don't think Mia Yim came out looking bad in this. So I think it did make her more of a star after this match was over.
Yeah.
But she's gonna have to go to the back of the line now.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
So next up, who I think is gonna be, let's say, Shawn Michaels. They asked Shawn Michaels, who do they think that is going to be one of the next big NXT stars? The next match had one of those individuals, Dexter Lumis versus Shane.
Yeah. He looks great. Like, you know, I am happy for this dude, you know. And I remember this character, he started developing in TNA, and I'm surprised WWE doesn't realize he developed this character in TNA, and he's going with this still here. And they're letting it happen. You know how they don't like TNA stuff.
Yo, I love it. I love the whole gimmick. This is like how Velveteen Dream as a heel would have worked. in a sense, but he's in a little bit more creepier mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's like he's not a heel or a face. He's like just a creepy dude.
Yeah. And I'm loving it, man. I like Dexter Loomis. I mean, we saw him wrestle. We the music vibe, the way that he was going around, and I saw potential. And they're going with him, especially with what's going on with Velveteen Dream as of lately. I see Dexter Loomis being the breakout star this year.
Yeah, it could be for NXT, definitely.
I see him being a breakout star just because of what's going on with Velveteen. I see
him being called up. Like, he should be on the main roster. Like, I think more on SmackDown than Raw, but I could see him being up there in the next year.
Yeah.
If he keeps doing the way he is. But I do want to see him with the NXT title sooner or later. Before he does that.
We'll see how on what they do with him, because obviously right now he's in limbo. He sided with Velveteen Dream. They really haven't, and that's the thing. They haven't really explained it,
Yeah.
Because he went from being a heel to now being siding with Velveteen, and then having some beef with the Undisputed Era. So you don't know where they're gonna go with him. I mean. Yeah. In the next couple of weeks, they're just going to be like, okay, you're going to be a heel now. And then he'll do the heel tendencies. Or, hey, do what you're doing right now, and eventually we'll see where they go up afterwards,
Yeah. But I'm happy for the dude. I think at least they're pushing him a little bit. Let's keep doing. Let's see where this goes. But I do want to see him at least with the North American title. Let's see maybe Keith Lee against him or something. I think that'd be our first good step for the dude.
I don't see it with Keith Lee. I see Keith Lee losing it, and then afterwards him beating the person who that beat Keith Lee.
You think it'd be Damian Priest?
Mm-hmm.
Dexter against Damian?
I wanted it to be Damian Priest. Now I think it's going to be Dijakovic. I think Dijakovic is going to come from behind because of the fact that, we're going to delve into it, what happened today. But
I feel like they could have done a Money in the Bank for NXT too. Like NXT type Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Guys,
they had one for the women's, for the number one contender. It would be nice to have a Money in the Bank with the NXT. I agree. So next up, we had Drake Maverick versus Tony Nese. Surprise, surprise. Drake gets a win. I mean, who knows what WWE is thinking? Maybe they think, hey.
Honestly, give him the title. Give him the title, and that's like one of those stories, Hey, well, he's a new Cruiserweight champion. He got his contract back. He won it back. Why not?
I love it. He's had to earn a contract before in the past with WWE. He's had to earn a contract in the past with WWE when he was on the main roster. I love it with him trying to do it in NXT. To be honest with you.
But what if this was planned by WWE at him? Hey, go make a video of you crying or something, and then we're gonna push the heck out of you.
If they thought that, I'm just gonna be like, oh my goodness.
That's why I put him in the Cruiserweight Championship tournament.
Yeah.
That's like messed up.
They totally messed up with it. Yes. I
feel like that was storyline on that. It seems more and more like it.
Yeah, it does. By giving him this win, you have already introduced those thoughts into my head.
Yeah. Because the first match he lost. And we're like, all right, he's done. And then the second match, okay, he used to be Tony Nese. One of the favorites in this.
Exactly. And that was one of my favorites. I mean, you might as well just give it back to one of the old champions, you know what I mean, and start rebuilding him. And
it's wild.
Yep.
But, I'm happy for Drake. Let's see where this goes. So,
So, this other match, and this could have been a takeover match.
Yeah.
Keith Lee versus Damian Priest.
And it's like, why why do they have to do this now? I guess they can't have a takeover for a while, so maybe they're just throwing these matches
This is
in. They've
this
already
is
built
dumb.
up.
This is dumb. Still trying to compete with AEW. They're putting out all these powerful matches, but a lot of those fans in the midweek, they're gonna pull to AEW and see what's different.
And this is the thing, like, like I record both. Like I honestly don't watch either of them on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I watch other stuff on Wednesday. Like I want to just watch and be able to forward through the matches.
Correct.
So I don't watch either of them on Wednesday night because I don't have time to flip back and forth. Like the first 2 weeks when that happened, I did. Well, like I'm in bed watching something with my wife, like some paranormal stuff. That's what I'm into at nighttime, like Ghost Hunters. That's what I watch on Wednesday.
No, I agree.
On Wednesday night.
I'm watching right now. Me and my wife, we're binge watching Frontier. So I watch NXT at a different time. I record them, and then I watch.
I heard have to watch it. Like I watch it myself. I'll watch it usually in my garage while I'm working out or something. It's gonna be on in the background there while I'm working out. So
I do. Obviously, I work from home, so I'll play it in the background as I'm working with students. But I don't know. I think when it comes to the battle between AEW and NXT, I believe that NXT puts on the better matches. AEW right now has the better storyline and content, and who would have thought that? Because AEW a few months ago, we were like, okay, so where are they going with the storyline? What's going on? But they put on a better storyline and background when it comes to that.
they did, yeah.
And
that's the one main difference. Like NXT is gonna be your better wrestling show all week, but yeah, your better storyline show is gonna be AEW, and then Raw and SmackDown is kind of your middle.
And you can't tell me that WWE is not really trying to battle and demolish AEW when they're putting these type of NXT takeover matches on a regular AEW show.
It's true, and it's like, but the thing is, like, they don't have a takeover planned. When's the next takeover?
The next takeover is not going to happen until SummerSlam. Mark my words.
Yeah, it's like they don't have any plan. So it's like, all right, we started this storyline. Okay, we're gonna have to finish it now. Like, what are you gonna do in between? You don't have any of the wrestlers to come in to wrestle. That's the thing. They've laid off a whole bunch of people, and then who are you gonna have come wrestle in between to push these storylines?
Yeah.
There's so much pro wrestling gone, and they're like trying their best with what they have right now. So it's like, all right, we're gonna just skip through storylines real quick now. It's like a Rolodex. It's like going through over and over again.
So we've been talking about the drama, but let's get to this match. It was Keith Lee versus Damian Priest. It was an A+ match, man.
Oh, it was. It was great.
I mean, you saw the athleticism of Keith Lee throughout the match. You saw how Priest is. Priest to me is a total package, man. He's got the look, the body, the promo skill. He is.
Dominic Djokovic, like, these guys, the three of them, I have a feeling next is going to be a triple threat between the three of these guys.
Yeah, but you know what? Dominic is just not there on the mic yet.
He's getting better, though. He is getting better.
He is. They're giving him a chance. But Priest and Lee, man, they I'm trying to look for something to say about them, but they're light years ahead of them.
Yeah.
Light years ahead of them. Keith Lee walks in with swag. Priest walks in with swag. Priest has that deep voice. It's not made. That's just his voice.
That's him.
That's just him, and it works. There is no him like with Keith Lee. Keith Lee's got to be able to project his persona. Priest is like literally, it's like him just talking, like, yeah.
And the body and everything, like he's got this like like I hate calling him fat, but he's fat and he's strong too. He is strong, but he is fat too. Like he has to have a persona. Damian Priest, he just has that look. Like I'm gonna beat your ass, and he's got that swag and everything about him. It just
we cannot diminish what Keith Lee does. I mean,
I can't. Like he's a great freaking wrestler.
He throws himself around like he's 175 pounds.
Yeah. I'm like, the guy's got the body like him, and he's doing what he's doing. I'm like, oh wow, this is amazing.
So, but yeah,
But like, imagine if he just got like a, what if he had like a Bobby Lashley body, or like,
in due time.
Like I get like I'm gonna do my body analysis right now. What he works out.
Here we go.
So he doesn't work out his chest. I can tell that. He works out his arms definitely. But he just has his like brute strength about him. He's not like, and he doesn't squat or anything like that either. That's the thing about him.
Yo, no. Well, look, look.
The thing is, he's got this brute strength. That's what he's got about him.
I can't knock it, and I understand where you're coming from, but you know what?
But I'm not.
He probably works.
I don't know how he does some of the stuff he does.
He probably works out like Otis, bro.
Yeah, that's why I don't know how he does some of the stuff he does.
He works out like Otis.
Otis can't do flips, but when he does like a flip, I'm like, how do he do this shit?
But that's just the athleticism that he's already built. We all know that he came from Evolve, and in Evolve they have all those high flyers.
And he played football, right?
Huh?
Play football? Didn't he?
He might have.
I thought he was a football player before all this.
But he is very athletic. So when it comes to that, yes. But he probably trains just like Otis. Otis, he's no slouch in the gym. The problem with Otis is his meals.
Mm-hmm.
I see his meals, bro. This guy eats like the power lifter, like he's about to win the world's strongest man. Yeah. And that's what he does, and obviously
like he doesn't have a power lifter body though.
Yeah.
It's like Keith Lee's enjoying what he eats.
Mm-hmm.
And he's drinking, like we do, but he's just enjoying at the same time.
Like
he's not watching his diet. So he's got like a big body. He's got my brother's body.
Well, every time, bro. Every time you come back to it, you gotta come back and mention Vic.
No, like my brother works out and everything, but with this quarantine, they got similar bodies over there.
You went from this. I'm just gonna put it out. You went from comparing him to Abdullah to right now also comparing him to Keith Lee.
Which I think Keith Lee is a compliment, don't you think?
I think so too.
The only reason I said Abdullah before was like, out of the three of us, the only one that could pull off Abdullah was my brother.
You're probably right about that because in quarantine, I've actually lost 15 pounds in quarantine. So
I probably lost 15 pounds of muscle in quarantine.
I'm not thin, but I did lose some pounds, and I have been watching my calories, except for when I do these podcasts on the weekend. I tend to indulge a little bit, and this week was my wife's birthday.
The weekends is what sucks.
Yeah, the weekends is what kills me. The week, Monday through Friday.
The time that we have all day long, it sucks. And I'm ready to get back to normal life. I need my gym time. Like my 3 hours of gym time a day, I need that again.
Well, I won't have that. But what kills me on the weekend is one, Saturday I do these podcasts, so I don't do my intermittent fasting at night. And then so that means also that on Sunday I'm not doing that. So I'll restrict myself all these calories from the beginning of the week, and then all of a sudden at the end of the week, I kill it. You know, one of these days
Actually,
I'll get
good for your body though. Like your body's in shock. You're putting in the shock on the weekends, and then all of a sudden the weekday comes back and you're doing your fasting again.
I'm
It's
not
good
gonna
for
lie.
it.
My body does get. It's probably gonna get in shock tomorrow. What
Yeah.
we're doing with this podcast is gonna be like, yo, what the hell are you doing right now?
All right, we got one more story to talk about real quick.
Yeah, real quick. Yeah, real quick because I also gotta see about putting the little one down, and the missus probably looking at this and be like, yo, I could only do Frozen 1 and Frozen 2, and then I gotta I gotta put her down.
Like asked me, hey, what time? I'm like, we should be done by 8:00. We have like one more show to go. That was like, we got an NXT at 8:40 or 7:40.
And that's how the podcasts go, man. I mean, pretty soon.
Like we ran through AEW, and then all of a sudden NXT took like 40 minutes.
Well, we also started like 40 minutes just shooting the fan with our fans.
Yeah, but we did good on that. It was till NXT, but we talked to, it was good combo though on the NXT part.
Yeah.
We had,
So, let's run through SmackDown real fast. Daniel Bryan comes off. He cuts a promo talking about how he's going to win Money in the Bank. And all of a sudden, he goes with Corbin. Him and Corbin actually had a good match, bro.
yeah, Corbin, like people got to give him. It's like he's a good talent, like a great heel. Like he keeps getting better and better. Like I'm proud of how far this guy has come.
I am.
And like I can't wait to see the title on the dude.
I wouldn't. Obviously, we had Daniel Bryan. He joked about that, right?
Yeah.
And it's a sore subject for him.
Be one of those guys that lost Money in the Bank.
Yeah. But Corbin, ever since that, transformed himself tremendously, bro.
I think that's the best thing that could happen for him.
Yeah, they did a disservice to him by losing it, but in the aftermath, it increased his value even more.
Yeah, it did.
You know what I mean?
And then the whole like him with Kurt Angle and everything.
Yep.
That did well. That was a huge storyline for him. But he took advantage of everything he's gotten and he's ran with it and he's done well. Good for him though.
Yep. Definitely like this match. It ended up via disqualification. It's sad to see that way, but you know how wrestling is. They have something entailed eventually where,
Well, that's the WWE way. Like you don't see that happening in AEW. That's the WWE way.
Yep.
You don't want to make either guy look bad. So
next we had by far I was so excited to see this happen. We finally had the Firefly Funhouse with us with a real good episode with Braun going out there. And then getting interrupted by Bray telling the story of the Black Sheep. It was awesome. You know what I mean?
yeah, it was great. Like Bray is just so good at what he's doing, and he's got to be in charge of this creative on this and making all the storylines up. Like I feel like he's sitting at home writing up the stuff that he's gonna say. But this is great what Bray's doing.
Yo, he probably has the set of the Firefly Funhouse at his house right now in the basement because he doesn't have to go show up to the show until they say, "Hey, we need an appearance by Bray." Because they probably know that he is gold. He is liquid gold right now.
The dude lives in Florida too, so he's not like he's far away from that area.
He is liquid gold right now. WWE, they didn't invent Matt Hardy when he was going through his transformation.
Yeah.
They invented Bray Wyatt.
They did.
They allowed him to do this, and he's done perfectly. They're rolling with it. They gave him his own little segment on WrestleMania this year. It hit like fire.
Yeah, but this storyline, I love it though. It comes back to the whole history of these two.
Yes.
So who knew that they could even make it work? But Bray knew this was the way to go. Hey, we need to bring it back to the beginning.
So tell me this: does Bray retain?
I think so.
Oh, I said Bray retain. I mean, does
Bray should win it.
Bray's gonna win it?
I think Bray's gonna win it, which should set up for Roman nicely later.
Yeah.
Because Bray knows Braun's weaknesses and all that kind of stuff. So he knows what he needs to do. I think Bray is definitely winning this one.
Okay.
And I hope this is like a regular match, not the John Cena type match that he had. Just a normal match between the two of them.
We'll see where they go from here. You know what I mean? It's definitely interesting. Obviously, with Roman being out of the picture, once we get to live shows come the summer, yeah, you're probably right. I think Bray gets the title again just so that they could push Roman Reigns over this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and that's so sad. But it's all good. I mean, Kane and the Undertaker didn't carry the title all the time. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that Braun is the Undertaker, but maybe he's Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So next up we had Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy. You know what I mean? We've been looking at this for weeks. I mean, there's no surprise here. You know, Sheamus was going against a jobber at the end of his match. They're over there talking about Jeff Hardy. We already know what's going on over here.
Yeah.
There's no surprise here. So the next one we had the Money in the Bank qualifying match, Mandy Rose versus Carmella.
It's funny, you said you had Sheamus against Jeff Hardy.
Oh, yeah. I said Sheamus versus a jobber.
Yeah, but you said Jeff Hardy. We're setting up for Jeff Hardy, though, still.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
It's coming for your next pay-per-view.
Yeah. So we had the Money in the Bank qualifier match, the female, Mandy Rose versus Carmella. To be honest with you, I liked how they switched it up, but at the same time, I felt that Mandy should have won it. I don't know about you. What were you thinking, bro?
I think so. I think Mandy should have won it, and I feel like Shayna should have been in the Money in the Bank too. Like, you know, they should both be fighting for that, and let them like have fun at the corporate building. Yeah. I think it's too soon that they didn't like do that. They should have had both of them win.
Yeah,
qualify.
I felt that Mandy Rose has been on a roll as of lately. Before this, obviously.
You can't take that away from Mandy right now when she's like the face, you know?
She came in walking like a face. She changed her her ring gear. She's blue. You know, she more heelish would have been gold. Yeah. But I loved it at the same time on how they switched.
It's like more gentle. Like her eyes are blue, and then it matches her attire and everything. You know.
Yes, but you know, at the same time, I wanted Mandy Rose to qualify, but they did so well by putting a curve over here. And Sonya Deville, yo, she came out strong as hell again.
And it's funny with Sonya too. Like she's posting stuff on like now that's like more Mandy stuff. Stuff Mandy would be posting.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh snap, Sonya.
But she's also posting she's gone full heel on that.
Yeah, she is.
You know what I mean? So we'll see. I mean, Carmella ended up with the win. I'm not really impressed to see Carmella in the Money in the Bank. Yes, she was a surprise to win it.
Just someone else to throw in there.
Yeah, but she's someone else to throw in
there. Hey, what would you think? Like, hey, if like, you know, Carmella all of a sudden needs to be replaced and you got a Ronda Rousey that comes in.
Well, that's you throwing the wrench into it, everything.
Because with all the heat Ronda Rousey's gotten lately.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It would be interesting, but we'll see what happens. I mean, it could happen. I think you're thinking a little too much into it, but you know what? I've
I
been
don't
wrong
think
before.
after that.
You've proven me wrong before, so that I
But
have
I
to.
don't think, I don't think it's time for Ronda to show up just yet. But
Yeah, but who knows? All right, so we had
she's setting up for that too, with all the comments she's made lately.
yeah. I think that's gonna happen.
It's coming soon. They wouldn't have had her make those comments if it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's coming.
No, you know what? To be honest with you, if we were going to talk about Ronda Rousey being back in WWE, I see it happening in the new year.
Yeah.
I see just what we explained earlier with Shayna Baszler winning it at SummerSlam. I see her winning it there, having a nice little run. Well, not Bailey, Becky, knowing that we're getting close to WrestleMania season, winning it maybe at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yep.
And speaking about returns, I read a report today. Corey Graves is training.
Oh, yes. And there was reports before that he was getting motivated after seeing Edge come back.
Yeah, so he's training. Hopefully, hoping to come back.
We'll
He was
see.
a good wrestler. I've seen him live wrestling when he used to come to St. Augustine for NXT. I've seen him live before, and he's a good wrestler.
Okay. So let's go over here. Let's finish it on in. Let's put it on in because it's getting late.
Yep.
It's 8:30. We have the New Day. They over here going against the Forgotten Sons. I am so glad that the Forgotten Son has gotten like this big of a push, bro.
Yeah, they need a big tag team like this coming in, like someone new injected in there. Because I'm tired of seeing the New Day and the Usos fighting over and over again. They need to put them on different shows.
Yeah.
Why are they on the show?
They shouldn't be. They jacked up right there because we're tired of watching them, all these things. You know what I mean? And at the same time, the New Day, the Usos breaking news. Jimmy, I believe, he got injured. He got injured at the last pay-per-view, so he's going to be out for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll see where we go from here. At the end of the day, on this match, the Forgotten Sons, they defeated the New Day, which is big because you have this tag team that all of a sudden just came the couple of weeks ago, and they already beat the tag team champs.
And they weren't getting this big of a push in NXT. And all of a sudden, you're beating the the new. Yeah, that's the thing. You were doing good in NXT, but you weren't facing anyone great. All of a sudden, you come up on the main roster, and then you all of a sudden win against the New Day. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And we explained about this before because I felt that the Forgotten Sons, they should have gotten a bigger push in NXT. Obviously, we had the Undisputed Era, and we had at that time we also had the Street Profits there. So many other talent that all of a sudden just moved up to the main roster, and they just moved up to the main roster on SmackDown.
Yeah, but the 14 did them good too.
Yes.
For the Forgotten Sons, they needed a tag team, and they're like, okay, let's bring these guys up.
All right, so let's go to the last match. I know I'm speeding up a little bit, but I gotta go put the little one down. Money in the Bank qualifier. Otis versus Dolph Ziggler.
And I'm happy they had to save this to the end. Good for Otis.
Yes.
I'm excited to see at Money in the Bank. He's gonna add a different excitement into there. Like Dolph adds he's athletic and he's gonna take the biggest bumps. But I want to see what Otis can do in there.
Exactly. And Otis, we know he's not going to win it. All right. Let's be flat out. He's not winning this. But
I feel like you're gonna stop and eat some steaks and everything, and then take a shake, you know.
but
I just
it would be nice to see a nice Otis bump. Obviously, we know that what's his face? Dolph Ziggler, he has his moments in these type of matches.
yeah.
They're giving it to someone else.
Yeah, and they are. You're like, even though it's not him winning, but for Dolph too, like Dolph's in the main storyline, and Dolph knows he doesn't need to win the Money in the Bank. So this is like, you know, all right, let's just give it to Otis. If I'm not going to win anyways, why waste my time?
The crazy part about all this, he killed a hell of a promo with Sonya Deville right before this.
Yeah, he did.
And this is
Dolph
the
did a good job in this.
yes, and this is the problem with Dolph, man. It's always certain circumstances, you know what I mean? Everyone pushing behind Otis, but he's been freaking awesome as of lately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I just like I feel like, you know, maybe Sonya being his valet, like he was great when he had Vicky with him.
Yeah.
You know, he needs a girl with them to
It would be
push him.
nice to see how they go with this. And we'll see
Vicky
how it
was
goes.
one of the best doing it with them.
All right. That wraps up the week in wrestling. All right. I'm going to have to try to work on getting a better camera because it's like uber dark over here.
I know I think it's your lighting, you know.
I got to change the light in here. We'll see how it goes. But appreciate everyone. Thank you for listening. You know what I mean? If you guys are actually subscribing to the channel, yo, hit a like, hit a comment, please. Tell your friends. See, if you got any other weirdos around you that talk about wrestling, hey, tell them, yo, I got a friend that does a podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this might be my full-time job soon, just podcasting. So
Exactly.
I'm just kidding.
We would only try. We will only hope for that. But you know what? That's the goal. To be honest with you, we're trying to go worldwide. We need you guys' support. I appreciate this. You know what I mean? I love talking about the wrestling and everything over here. And you know what? Let's get on to next week and see what's going on, bro.
All right. Cheers to all the people out there. Happy quarantine. It's all going to be over soon.
Hi. Cheers. Hi. Take care, everyone. Peace out.
Good night.